Hey Quibblers, it's me, Aaron, the inventor of the game, and I'm hanging out with my plant here today, and I want to talk to you about a move in Qwibble that we call the tuck. And I'll be honest with you, this is not the most in-depth strategy video about Qwibble that I've ever made. I got plenty of those if you want to check out other ones, but I wanted to talk about the tuck for two reasons. One, it is unique to the game of Qwibble, and two, it is just so dang gratifying to do when you do it. So it's good to know what it is and what it's called. So let's take a look here. Before I talk about the tuck, I think there's two basic things you need to know. If you want to see the full rules, go to qwibble.com/rules, or it's in the app itself. You can click on the little rules icon. But in Qwibble, you steal your opponent's tiles by playing new words on them. So in this game, the first move by the pink player was ton. The second move by the blue player was joy, thus stealing the O. The other thing you need to know is that you can make tiles safe or unstealable by your opponent in two ways: by playing on one of the 12 safe padlock squares around the edge of the board, or by playing the letters as part of a bingo, which is playing all of your tiles at once. Either one of those two will make the tiles safe. They will become a darker hue of your color, pink or blue, which we'll see in a second, and your opponent cannot play on them. But it is also important to be able to play tiles that are safe even when they're just played on regular squares. So the definition of a tuck: when one or more tiles are played on non-safe squares in a way that your opponent can't steal them. And I realized right before I made this video that I actually neglected to say when one or more tiles are played on non-safe squares or not as part of a bingo in a way that your opponent can't steal them. So the simple version of this is just hiding away, or we'll say tucking away, high or medium or even low value tiles in little pockets on the board where it's just impossible for your opponent to take them. And this is a very good move when you are ahead in a game or when the game is close, and also when you're behind. But when you're behind, you usually want to steal tiles to get bigger point swings. But unlike in other word games, we don't have double word, triple word, double letter, things like that. There are 173 total points, and you need at least 87 of them to win. So any points that you can tuck away in those places where they will be yours permanently is a very valuable thing to do in Qwibble. And I also like the tuck, and it was coined by my wife and fellow game creator Andy back when we were testing out the dev version of the game, and we were sitting in our living room, and I played a move against her. I played a tuck against her before we knew what it was called, and the move registered on her screen, and she was looking down, and she just kind of looks up, and she goes, "Well, that's a cute little tuck," and I thought that was hilarious. So that's how it all started. So let's take a look at what a tuck is. Right here you can see a tuck. The X, while not played as part of a bingo or on a safe square, and like I mentioned before, the tiles change color to indicate that they're safe in the traditional way that they can be safe. But the X is also safe. You can't play here, you can't play here, you can't pluralize it here because the O's here is put in a place where it absolutely cannot be touched. So anytime you can do that is very valuable. And we'll take another one, a look. Same screenshot. There's a bonus second tuck here, this Q. Same deal. Can't pluralize it, can't play anything here or here. That's safe. So both blue and pink got little tucks right here. This is a very good way just to get rid of these big letters, and it normally happens in pockets like this or along the edges of boards where there are less directions for things to be stolen. So I guess now we can play a little game maybe where we find a tuck. So let's take a look at this. If you want to pause and look at the screen, there is a great place to tuck a letter here, and this is a one-letter tuck, and I'll give you a hint, which is that it's the Q we're talking about because it's the highest value. High-value tiles, again, are the best to tuck, but, you know, even if you can stick an E, a one-point E somewhere, it's valuable sometimes. Every point counts. So anyway, take a look. Where would you put this Q on this board that it cannot be stolen? And if you want to pause it, go for it. But I will show you right now. Right there. Can't be pluralized, can't be taken here or here or here. It is absolutely good to go. Let's take a look at one more. This one's a little trickier. We have both a Q and an X. Both of these could be tucked somewhere. I will tell you, when I was taking this screenshot, I have an idea of where this tuck should be, but then I saw this spot where you could put an X, and I was like, oh no, there's a second tuck, this XU, but it's not actually a tuck, because you could play an A right here and play Axe on the X. So that's still not a bad play if you don't think your opponent has an A, but it's not an absolutely safe tuck. So take a look. I'll give you another hint. I'm talking about the Q here, and there's a couple letters you need to play it. All right, here we go. Right there, that same QAT. This one is interesting because it is only a tuck for the Q. When I first did this, I also thought the whole thing was safe, but then I realized that you could play an M here for ma and man, or a B and an N for ban and band, or bald, or something like that. There's a lot of ways to steal the A, but the Q cannot be stolen. It is a safe tuck. So in the game of Qwibble, like I said, everywhere that you can hide a letter away is important and valuable. And next time you do this, you will know what it's called. So good luck in your quibbling, and good luck finding those fun tucks. And I will be back with more videos soon.